Hello, my friends. It's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. It is time for another What Sold This Week video. And as usual, I'll be starting with my Whatnot pieces because I just finished my Whatnot show. I have to wrap everything up and ship it out. So we're going to go through that to start. It was a really nice show again today. So lovely, great energy. I made a lot of nice sales. I'm really happy with the result. I sold a total of 28 pieces for $455 before fees. That comes to $393.41 after fees. There are a total of 12 packages going out, and 5 of those packages are going to be going to new to me buyers, which is very exciting. It was such a nice show today. I forget how long it went. It went, I think, at least until 12:30, maybe 12:40. I was trying to get through all 100 items again just because I could, but I was starving. I mean, I felt like I was digesting myself. So I ended after item number 90. I mean, I only had 10 left, but I mean, it was really, I had to go. And it had died down quite a bit, so I didn't feel bad about doing it. But it would have been really nice. Like I was so close to $400 after fees, but it is what it is. And I'm super thrilled with the result anyway. So don't get me wrong. Let's get into the actual sales. I got to package everything up. Starting off with buyer number one. This is a new to me buyer who purchased this jacket, which I am so stoked about. This has been in several shows. I was really surprised. I was so excited to find this piece and I thought it would sell immediately. And it didn't. Now, you know that like selling immediately also doesn't necessarily whatever, like selling after 3 or 4 Whatnot shows is still fantastic. If I put this on Etsy, I could be waiting 5 years for it to sell. Who knows? Like I don't mind waiting it out, but I definitely feel more of the pressure on Whatnot because I feel like I need to have fresh inventory all the time. Anyway, this sold for $20, which is what I had the starting bid listed as. It was a sale that happened a little bit later in the show, so I'm very excited about that it's going to a new home. Let me see. I want to fold this so that the embroidery is visible. Um, did you guys, I've shown you this before, but anyway, it seems handmade, right? It's got all these fun little embroidery scenes. So I'm going to try and fold it so that the embroidery patch on the back is a little bit more prominent and sort of the center of the package. This doesn't want to fold up real pretty for me, but we'll get there. So let's see. And oh, that's not even at all. Isn't this your favorite part of this video every week is watching me fold shit? That's hideous. No. Okay, hold on. It's like a little hideous. We're going to fix it though. Fold that. Fold that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If I reverse that. There we go. That's not bad. Oh, sorry about that. So this is going to be one part, and then that's the other side. So it's not bad. It's pretty cute. And can I get it into a tiny bag? It's going to be squashy in a tiny bag. I feel like it might be obnoxiously squashy in a tiny bag. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Let me get a larger bag. Y'all, the preparation that I did not engage in, I did not bring enough larger bags over, I'm sure. Okay. But I can't restart it now because I already folded this and I'm not folding it again. So there we go. All right, number one. Once again, too much bag for what I've got going on, but that's okay. I'd rather that than have it look just mashed in there. Whatnot is really slow today. All right, second package that I'm wrapping up is a new to me buyer who purchased 2 items. Item number 1 is this disco style dress, which I freaking love. It's so pretty. I love the print on this. It's got this gorgeous handkerchief hem and a little bit of a low back. So pretty. The tags on this are boring. It's just like a boring white paper tag. And this sold for, I think, $15, which is what the starting bid was, I believe. Yes, that is correct. Let's get it folded up. I'm a little nervous about my timeline for today because I just feel like this is going to take a long time. And I have, I think, 3 um, other packages to ship out today as well. Plus, I have a couple pieces from this Whatnot show that I have to repair before I ship them. And it should be like a real quick repair. It's just, adding all this stuff up on a very busy show day is always difficult. The second item that this buyer purchased is this little romper. This is so freaking cute. Little cotton by Energy. It's adorable. And this sold for, let me see, I think $16. Yes, I had it listed for 15. It sold for 16. So that's always fun. It was such a good day. 28 pieces sold. You know that I always add 30 new pieces, except today I did not. Today I only had 29 new pieces because I was coming up a little bit short, and I was like, you know what, that's good enough. Apparently it was. So it's really nice to have sort of like this even, what comes in is what goes out type of balance going on. I really need to get a lot more of my inventory cleared out. Here's this bag. So I want to focus more on some of that. And let's see, I've got some good plans in the works, which I won't talk. I mean, nothing earth shattering, but I'm not going to go into it today because I'll put that in my Monday video because I need content for Monday. But yeah, I've got, I just so much. Let's see. All right, next up is another new to me buyer who purchased one item. They purchased these really cute little like surfer style pants. They're sort of like a cropped pant, and it's just a really fun print. These are a pretty recent acquisition for me. They've been in a couple of shows. I think this was their 3rd, maybe 4th show. I don't remember. But these sold for $15. So yay. Let's see. They're very cute. Folded those up. Where's my bag? Why do I have these so awkwardly off camera? All right. In your baggie. This was a single, yes. There they are. Next up. Let's see. Next up is another new to me buyer who, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? This is so weird. My summary. Oh, 8. I said 5 people were new to me. There's 8. I just can't read. That's what the problem is. I was like, it said there were 5. What's going on? Okay, so that's, sorry, you're watching me talk through myself. All right, next up is this very sweet little dress. This is another new to me buyer. They purchased this one dress, pretty little rayon dress. It's just such a sweet little 90s, I don't know, like innocent, lovely little dress. I love it. This sold for 15, which is what the starting bid was. And it's so pretty. Reminds me of like, a small rural town that has a tiny little school, and this is like the like youngest, newest teacher, and she's super pretty and sweet and nice, and everybody likes her, and she's like the favorite teacher of all the kids. That's what this dress looks like to me. Yes, all of that. Okay. The folding job is not living up to the dress's potential, but I got a lot of things to do. So sorry, folding job. I think it does. It's now, okay. It doesn't want to do what I want it to do. There we go. Kind of. It's fine, right? All right, next is another new to me buyer who also purchased one item. This really great jacket. This is an Asian style jacket. It's reversible, which I love. It's so pretty. And this sold for $15 as well. So yay. Can I button 1 or 2 of these buttons? I can. I mean, obviously I can. Can I do it without a whole bunch of aggravation? Was kind of what I'm going for. Frog closure buttons, they're always so pretty. I love the way they look. I do not love buttoning them. But there we go. Go in, please. We're almost there. There we go. All right, let's get this folded up nice and neat. Fortunately, this has a very new old stock kind of, like it's been folded up for ages. So it folded with no fight. Thank you, little jacket. I need to tell you all, I'm sick to death of this microphone because it's like so just floppy. It's terrible. The clip on it is not my favorite. It's just a cheap microphone that I got off of Amazon. I keep looking at a new one, and I keep like going to the site and looking at it and then not ordering it. And then the next day going and looking at it again, not ordering it. I probably just need to order it, but I want to get one of those nice little like magnetic ones. So it just clips on and it doesn't matter where you put it on your shirt. Like this, I'm always trying to put it somewhere where it will be directed towards the sound, but also like sometimes I'm literally just clipping it onto a piece of shirt. It's crazy. And then it's all floppy and weird. All right, moving on. Next up is a new to me buyer who purchased 6 items. And let's take a look at what some of those are. Hold on. Rizzo's making her way over here because of course she is. I feel like I could use a lint. Thank goodness. I want to lint roll one of the pieces that this buyer is purchasing. And my lint roll was accessible, so that's nice. Okay, so first up is this little embroidered top. I've had this in a bunch of shows. I love these things. And so I've had 2 of them that were in a whole bunch of shows a while back. And then I took them out for a long time, put them back in. They've been in and out multiple times on Whatnot. And so this one finally sold today, which was very exciting. And it sold for, I'm sure, $15. Yes, that's what it sold for. So I'm very happy about that. I think it's so pretty. I don't know why it hadn't sold earlier, but that's kind of how Whatnot goes sometimes. So that's fine. All right, let's see. So I've got that all folded up. Yay. And then item number 2 is the lint roller piece. This is a piece that I just put into the show today. It's a little Y2K baby tee. It's so cute. Trashed South Beach, really adorable. And this also sold for, I think, 15. I feel like that's what, yeah, sold for 15. I liked that a lot. I wanted to keep it in the way that I want to keep like most of my inventory, but I thought it was really cute. And when I styled it for the show, I put it with this pair of lower rise Y2K pants, and just the combination of the 2 together looked really cute. So then I was like, oh, I want to sell this, but you know, oh, Rizzo, come on, ma'am. It's all right. She doesn't like the lint roller, and she jumped up here right as I started using it. I know, baby. It's okay. Hey, can you not? Thank you. It's all right. This lint roller is not a threat to you. Da-da-da-da. She's smacking it. I know, baby. Here, look. Okay. What is this? Why do we have little fuzzies that I didn't even see before? I have to clip them. I've got to clip the fuzzies. All right, let's see. Isn't this the fun and exciting content that you've signed up for? Rizzo smacking my lint roller and me clipping little strings. Mostly just weird little, there we go. Okay. All right, there we go. Little t-shirt. Next up is, oh, this one I want to do a little bit of a repair on too. Very minor one. This is a skirt that she purchased. This sold for $15, which is what the bid started at, the 60s long skirt. I just want to, there's like this slit, and just the top of the slit is open a little bit. So I want to, while I'm doing repairs, I want to fix that. Oh no, it was this side. I was like, it doesn't look like it's open, Laura. Here. So I just want to put that back together before I ship this out. So I'll show you that, but that's going to hang out here for a few. And then next up is a jumpsuit, same buyer still. This 90s rayon floral jumpsuit. A little Erica. Got this cute corset lace front to it. Love that. And this sold for $15, as they all do. So, all right, now how am I gonna fold? Now we've got Queen Rizzo back in her spot again. All right, we're gonna do it this way. Not my preferred method, but this is the Rizzo's in the way method, so this is what we're going with. Let's see. All right, this isn't too terrible. Okay. Jumpsuit. Next up. Oh, that's right. Okay, next up is this little t-shirt that I got at a recent estate sale, Assumption School. The tag is really faded. I think it's a super early, like precursor. It's a precursor to the Screen Stars tag, I believe, just based on what I can see on it. But just a single stitch, 80s t-shirt, really cute. And let me shake this out. Doesn't want to lay flat. Come on, friend. All right, let's see. This sold for, I think, 10, maybe 5, I think 10. 11, because somebody else bid on it also, so that's nice. So I started it at 10, it got bid up to 11. So, all right, I'm sorry that the fold job on this is not going to be stellar, but what I got. Agitated cats in the way, so. All right, and then the last item that this buyer purchased is this sweatshirt that I also picked up at the same estate sale. This sold for $15. That's what this auction started at, and it just says, celebrate freedom, read a banned book, and then it's got this whole list of books that I guess have been banned at some point in time. Somewhere, banned from schools, banned, I mean, I don't think they're banned in general. Huckleberry Finn, Great Gatsby, 1984, Farewell to Arm, So I thought that was really cool. And there we go. This is all going off to a new to me buyer. So put this off to the side so that I remember that that skirt goes with it. There's not really much off to the side over here today, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Next up is a repeat buyer for me. They purchased one item, also came from the same estate sale that I went to recently. Just this like beat up 80s tee. This is really cool, super thin, right? This is a Screen Stars tee, also like very beat up tag. And this sold for $5. I think that I was hoping it would get bid up a little bit, but also it's weird. It's Carteret Bank, it's not a saying that's particularly, like even the Assumption School t-shirt, even though it's just like a school shirt, like I don't know, something about Assumption School sounds like a little bit of a double meaning somehow. Like this one's just a goofy t-shirt. This was more about the feel and the softness and everything. So, and again, I always like having pieces where it's just like a nice little $5 purchase. So that's going to a repeat buyer. And let's see, next up is another new to me buyer who purchased 2 items. And these 2 I'm going to wait on folding because one of them is an item that needs repair. And the second one, I don't want Rizzo near. So, but I'll show you what they are. So this dress, so pretty. This is a 60s mini dress. Also came from the recent estate sale. It's got these great chiffon pieces here. Got all this very pretty beading. So this had a couple of spots down in the chiffon and towards the hem, which I did disclose. I did not try to get them out at all. So that dress sold for, let's see, that sold for 24. I believe I started that at 15. I think if it hadn't had the stains, I might have started it at like 20, but it sold for 24, which is great. And then the second item that they purchased was my favorite piece of the show. And it was this 70s jumpsuit. So this also came from the most recent estate sale haul that I did. And in that video, you'll see like this had all sorts of like staining on the legs. It was gross. And there was like the seam was ripped open in the crotch. And I did repair, I got all the stains out. It soaked out so easily, which I suspected that it would. And I did repair the seam, but it was like mostly in the back and underneath in the crotch. And I missed that there's like a little bit in the front that needs repair. So I'm holding that off. I said I would repair it before I sent it. So I'm going to fix that up. But this was really cute. This I started at 20 and it sold for 26. So that was really nice. And that buyer got two pretty epic pieces. So that's cool. Let's see. Next up is another new to me buyer who purchased one item, and they purchased, where'd it go? This belt. Now this is, first of all, I got these two belts at the same time. This one I bought for resale, but then I tried it on. I was like, oh no, I'm not selling that. And I'm totally keeping that. So I love this. This is the other one though. This is this like Y2K era belt. These things are so popular. And I knew when I bought it that they sell for a lot of money, but I didn't bother looking it up or anything. And then when I got home, I looked it up and there were a bunch that were listed for like $100, but then there was also a bunch that were listed for like $30. So I was like, you know what? Let me just put it up on Whatnot. I think I spent $5 on it and it sold for $23. So that's nice, right? I could have listed it and, you know, as like a $30 item. Instead, I was able to get 23 on Whatnot, and I feel like it draws really good attention to my Whatnot show. The cover photo that I used for my Whatnot show was that jumpsuit with this belt, and it looked fucking amazing. I loved it. So maybe if I remember, I'll stick it in the thumbnail of the video so that you get to see it. But it was such a good look. And then, of course, a couple people came in asking if I had that belt for sale, which I was like, yes, but it's sold already. Sorry. So that was really cool. I'm excited for that buyer. Next up is a repeat buyer, purchased from me before. They purchased 4 items. And the first is this blazer. This is so freaking cute. Look at these lapels. I love this. This is like an extra small. This might have been like a boy's blazer, but it is perfect for like an extra small woman. It's such a cute piece. And here, let me put you over here, my friend. And the blazer sold for, I think 15. Let's see. Yep, $15. Let's see if we can fold that to be cute. I love the cut of it. I love the color. It was really a fun piece. And this was only its second Whatnot show, so that's fun. All right, so there's one. And then the second item that this buyer purchased, let me skip that one for now, do this one, is this skirt. This came from my most recent estate sale as well. Really fun. This is a polyester maxi skirt, really cute. And this sold for, I think, 15. Yes. All right, let's get that folded up. It was so cute, such a fun sale. So from that estate sale also, I have a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, I have several pairs of nylon stockings that I purchased there. They were all larger sizes. And I put those all up on auction on eBay. I started them all at $9.99. I think I have 5 different auction lots. and all of them have bids right now, and the bids range from I think like $11 to $15. So that's not bad. And there's still like I started them on Monday. Today is Thursday. So they still have several days left. I would love for them to all go sky high. I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see. Nice and cute, folded up. So that's nice. You know, the estate sale itself, I paid a total of $245. Um, and if you like when I was listing stuff for Whatnot from the estate sale, you know, my general price point on Whatnot is $15. So that means that I would have to sell 16 of the items at $15 each to sort of make the money back from that. So I feel like, you know, that's reasonable. The stockings are on course to make that. You know, a couple of these Whatnot pieces bid up a little bit, but I still have other pieces, you know, from there that I'll be um, listing at some point that aren't necessarily going to go in a Whatnot show, but they might. And some of them are still not sold yet. Right. Yeah. But we did do well so far. So, and also, honestly, it was worth it to me, even if I'm kind of breaking even on that. I feel like it, as a collective for the Whatnot show, like it, those pieces really made my Whatnot show perform well. And so that's another like sort of reason that I like doing that. Um, you know, it gets other pieces sold. It like presents a good vibe overall. It was exciting. It was a really good show. I liked it. This is the next piece that this buyer purchased. This is also from that estate sale. So this, I don't remember. No, I'm sorry. This is, I thrifted this. What am I talking about? I don't remember what I listed this at, if I did it at 15 or 20, but it sold for 24. So, um, so that was fun. I don't know why Whatnot doesn't let me sort of see what my starting bids were, or at least I haven't figured out how to see what the starting bids were. So, you know, I don't have repeatable items, so maybe that's why it won't let me see that, but who knows? Very frustrating. The other thing is that I was putting in the like item cost in there, and it also doesn't show me, you know, there's like a little hidden field where I can type in how much I paid for an item for the cost of goods, but it doesn't show me that when I'm going through all this sales stuff. So I don't know. It's very frustrating. There might be another place I can see it, but it's not a place that's like useful to me with the way that I do all of this. All right. And then the last piece that this buyer purchased is this dress. So this dress, this is an 80s rayon. It's really pretty. And it has this open back. So pretty. I have had this dress sitting around for 80 bajillion years because when I got it, I noticed that at the base of the open back, there's a snap closure, and this part of the snap was missing. And so I've had it sitting around just waiting till I got some snaps and fixed it. And I finally, after the estate sale that I went to, with all the sewing supplies I bought, I finally got a snap, and I replaced it last night. And I am so happy this finally gets to leave. So this is like the story of my life with a lot of this stuff, though. I have all of these things where it's like just inventory sitting around for an obscene amount of time for the most ludicrous reasons. So, but yay. And this is the first show that she was in, and it sold, and I'm very happy. And that's exciting. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to have to get the bigger bag. Here we go. So nice, though. Okay. Can we do this? Yes. Yes. Easy peasy. Love it. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yay. Okay. Cool. Next up is a repeat buyer who purchased one item. This was an exciting one for me. So this item is another one of these like super stretchy shirts. This is another one that needed a new zipper, and I took it to my little sewing class when I was going to those and replaced the zipper. I didn't do the best job There's something about the sewing machine there that was janky. It like makes this little zigzaggy, like the stitching. It's very secure, but it just looks weird. I don't know. Anyway, so because it had that, and I also had to fix the hem, I listed this at $10. Some in the past I've done at 5, but this zipper wasn't as bad as the previous one that I fixed. So I listed this at 10, but it sold for 17. So that was exciting. $7 whole more than I listed it for. That's a big deal for me in my whatnot shows, as you might know. So that's exciting. That's going to a repeat buyer. Yay. And next up, oh, okay. I was like, how do I just one thing left? Because they bought 7 items. All right. It is a repeat buyer who purchased 7 items from me. And let me throw that out of the way. Oh, good. Rizzo just left. So let's go through these. Number 1 is this very cute little half slip that I just got on my most recent haul. It's reversible, so really cute. And this sold for 15? Yes, $15. I'll show you the tag because it's adorable. It's very crinkled up, but it's very cute. There it is. So sweet. So reverses red and black, which is so much fun. And it's nice and like, because it's a double weight, you know, nice and thick for a slip, you know. Next up is this very cute little house dress. Rizzo is back. God bless America, cat. This little house dress. This is like a 70s era. This came from the estate sale. No, did it? I don't remember. Honestly, this is sad. I don't remember if I bought this yesterday or if it came from the estate sale. I think I got it yesterday. What is wrong with me? Anyway, this had some stains on it, but I sprayed my secret weapon, my grandma's secret spot remover on it. And the spots started like dissipating pretty quickly. So I feel like they'll come out just with a wash. And I love that. Let me get this folded up. And Rizzo, I'm going to have to displace you, Miss Ma'am, because you're literally in the middle of everything I need to be doing. Thank you. Okay, let's get this folded up. This sold for, I think, 15. 15. Yeah. That's really cute. Oh my God. Yeah, I did get this yesterday, my thrift trip. Really, sleep deprivation really will mess you up. Okay. Hold those back. There you go. All right. Next is a very cute little romper. So is this, let me see. Yeah, this one also I want to reinforce some seams, so I'm not going to wrap this up, but here's the romper. Phases, and then just like the seam is split a little bit back here, so I'm just going to zip that through the sewing machine as well. Man, I've got 3 items that I have to zip up through the sewing machine, so that's very annoying. Anyway, that sold for $17. I started it at 15, so it got bid up a little tiny bit. That was really nice. Next is, let me see, do this one. This little sort of apron smock kind of top. This did come from the estate sale. It's like new old stock. It's very cute little print. This sold for $15. So that's nice. Okay, let's see. Got to line this all up. Fold it nice and neat. Okay, we're getting there. All these waist ties that I'm trying to deal with here. There we go. Lovely. Yep. Perfect. And then, let's see. Excuse me. I have one dress here that somebody's payment did not go through, so that's sad, but that's okay. We'll have it for next week. This little dress, very cute, that I just thrifted yesterday. And if you saw the haul video, I said that like at the zipper, they had folded back parts of this to make it almost like a V neck, except it's at the back, but to make it a V instead of a straight up to the neckline. Um, and I just popped that out really easy. It was very easy to take out, and the zipper works fine, which I thought was the case. And so it's all back to the way it should be. This dress sold for $17. I'd started it at 15, so that's nice too. So there we go. 1, 2. And then, right, just making sure that this other dress is not part of her package. Oh, dress, that. Okay. And then this buyer also purchased this belt. Very cute. Fun. Nice leather belt. This is made by Fossil, probably like the 90s, maybe 2000s. I found the Fossil stamp on the back, but it's really hard to see in person, and I can't show it on camera. It just doesn't show up. And then the last item that this buyer purchased was this 2-piece set, which I also got at my most recent thrift trip yesterday. So it's this 70s nightie, right? It's got this keyhole neckline. It's really pretty. And then a robe to match. So let's see if I can do this up nicely. So there, I'm going to fold up the gown first. So that was fun. Such a nice little show. I felt really good about the results. It was nice interaction and everything. So I'm like scared to mention it, but I feel like my past many Whatnot shows have been really nice. And I kind of hope that I feel like I'm building momentum. Sometimes in the past I've felt like, yeah, sometimes you have good shows, sometimes you have bad shows. These are just good, but it's been a little consistent. And I'm hoping that that's more a sign of my own momentum and not just like some weird luck of the draw kind of thing. So trying to maintain it. So we'll see how that goes. Let me see if I can get this robe folded up in a way that's like nice and neat and makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, so this dress here that I still have on the rack, this was also from the estate sale, and someone won it in an auction during the show, but their payment was failing. And I think there's a lot of reasons why people's payments fail on Whatnot. I've heard that if you make too many Whatnot purchases in a day, your bank kind of flags the transactions, and that's why the payments fail. So you kind of, I don't know if you have to go and like interact with your bank to fix it or whatever. As far as I understand, as long as you fix it by the end of the seller's show, then you should be fine and the payment should go through. But I don't know. I haven't had it happen to me before because I barely purchase anything on Whatnot. And usually when it happens to buyers of mine in a show, I mean, I don't ever find out, like, it's not like I'm asking, like, why'd your payment fail, and they don't come back and tell me. Like, it's just something I read about in some of the Facebook groups and things, but that's okay. Didn't sell today. I had it started at $20 and that's what it sold for. So that means it has a chance to sell for more than that next time. I still had a really phenomenal show. So let me see. That's everything, and not too bad. It's 2:30. It's gonna be tight. I got to make those repairs and then get all these labels printed. And I have other shipments that I have to do, one of which is like some mugs, which means bubble wrap. So I got to hustle. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate. What am I thanking you for? You're going to see the rest of my sales in a minute. I'm just on autopilot right now. So that's my Whatnot stuff. And then in a minute, I'm going to show you what sold on all the other platforms throughout this past week. And I will see you in a minute for that.
All right, let's see how all of the other platforms did for me. It was not my best week, I'll be honest, but it was certainly not my worst. So let's see how we did. going to start off on Etsy as I like to do. So there is this gorgeous bag. I love these things. I think I love them more than is warranted because they don't sell as reliably as I would hope they did. But this 1940s era cord bag, 1950s ish, I had it listed for $49. I've received an offer from someone for 35 and I accepted the offer. I include shipping, so shipping was $6.66. That is an omen, and I will tell you about that in another video. And my total profit for this was $28.34. My next item that sold on Etsy was this pair of mugs. This is another offer situation. I had them listed for $35 for the pair, including shipping. You can see that they're a little bit mismatched. So, although, I probably still would have priced it around the same if they were matched. The buyer sent me an offer for $25, which included shipping. You know, an offer like that, it's not like a terrible offer, but when it comes to something like mugs, shipping plays so heavily into the price that it's hard sometimes to feel okay accepting an offer that seems a little bit low because for two mugs, which is about 2 pounds, shipping could be like $13 or it could be like 8. It depends on where it's going. And so, but I just kind of said, screw it. I've had these a really long time and I accepted the offer and I was blessed because shipping was only $7.70 and that was actually for priority. I only bumped it up because the box worked out better for me and it wasn't a big difference. This buyer's in New York, so that worked out really well. So my profit on these was $17.30. Now, sadly, on Etsy, I got two returns this week. It was actually sort of like one return, but two pieces. I had a buyer last week who purchased a 4-item bundle from me, but there were two of the items that she felt like they just didn't work out for her. So this was one of them, a sweater that I had listed at 49, but she had used a coupon. So the refund that I gave to her for this was $39.20. And then the second item that she returned was this blouse. It was listed for 24. She got a 20% off with the coupon. So the refund on this was $19.20. On Etsy, the buyer pays the shipping to return the item to me. But of course, my shipping up front is free. So those are the refunds for that. That kind of sucks. The other thing that is not my favorite is that I generally get returns in threes. So I have two other things on eBay where people have said they were going to return something, but neither one of them has opened a return case. One of them was like over a week ago, so I'm not sure if they're opening a return on that. The second one was just a day or two ago, and they haven't opened a return yet either, so I don't really know what's happening there. But I'm hoping that these two count as two returns and not as one, so that my trio of returns is almost over. Fingers crossed. Next up, this dress that I sold on eBay. So you will see it is listed for $99.99. When I was only listing on eBay, I was heavy into the 99 cents thing on eBay. Everything was $29.99, $49.99. So that's why the price looks like that. The buyer sent me an offer for $80. I accepted it. I was very excited about that. I've had this dress for a little while. It's a modern dress, but it's a really pretty Indian cotton. It was so beautiful. I feel like in person it was a lot prettier than the photos make it seem. Like there was all this great detail, like with these, you can see sort of these like ruffles through the skirt a little bit. It was really pretty. The brand on this was Banjanan. I don't know. I had not heard of it before, but I'm assuming I looked it up in the store before I purchased it. It was a really pretty dress. So, $80, not bad. Let's see. Next is this dress. This dress, as you can see, I had it listed for $59. It's an Ann Taylor silk dress. I had literally listed it like that day, and I got an offer from someone for like $18, and I just declined it. And that's not the most professional way to handle it, but every now and then I just am like, So, like, are you fucking kidding me with this offer? Like, that I just decline it. Usually, if it's something where like I wake up to that offer in the morning, and there's a pretty good chance I'm going to decline it. So, if you're going to lowball me, do it like after 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's I'm much more professional after I've had some coffee. Um, so they sent me an offer for 18. I declined. They came back with like a $20 offer. So at that point, I was like, okay. So I countered with 45. Then they came back at like 22. So I declined again because I'm like, you're not being fucking serious. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like when there's offers, it's like if the middle point is here and you're making offers like way down here and I'm like up here and I come down like, and then you barely move. It seems not, I don't know, you know? So I declined the $22 offer. I think then they sent a $30 offer. I countered again at 45 because at this point that was the lowest I was willing to go. It's kind of my general lowest, but especially like I just listed it like that day. Um, I feel like they sent yet another offer, which I declined because again they came up to like I don't know 35. I forget. I don't remember. And finally they sent me a message and they said it's 45, the lowest that you're willing to go on this. I'd like to purchase it. Can you change the price for me? So I just sent them an offer through the eBay message. At a certain point, eBay only allows you so many offers, and I think they only had one left, and they didn't want to like risk it. So they sent me the message. So anyway, $45 is what this sold for. It was going to China, which, is fine. The only thing that's really annoying about that, and this is eBay and Etsy, when I get an order that's going to China, um, it's in like the Chinese character language, and then I have to fucking translate it. Like, why don't they do this for us? Do you know what I'm saying? Um, it's very annoying. So anyway, and the Google Translate, like, I don't really trust it, especially because address formats are different. Like, it's very frustrating, but I figured it out. I always end up having to use Google Translate for the words, and then I have to look up address format for China so that I can make sure that things sort of match up because it's like provinces and districts and shit, like I don't fucking know. So anyway, there's that. Fingers crossed that that all goes smoothly because I'm sure that's nowhere near the buyer yet. Anyway, next is this very pretty dress, which I love. This was listed for 99 on eBay. It sold for 99. Buyer paid shipping, so that's 99. This is one of the ones that they inquired about returning though, but they haven't opened a return request yet. So we'll see what happens. Next up was this. I love this. This I had listed for 79. It sold for 79 on eBay and buyer paid shipping, so I made 79. Next up is this really cute little bell sleeve top. This is a Forever 21. So it's vintage Forever 21, which I know it hurts me too, right? Like it's weird. So it's a one sleeve. It's a really cute top. Oh my God. I look very double chinny in that photo. Okay. Um, let's see. What am I looking for? Oh, I was looking for the tag. There we go. Forever 21 vintage tag. So I thought this was such a fun top. As you can see, I listed for $49. I received an offer for 30, which is like a little lower than I would have wanted to go. I think that my lowest that I would have been okay with normally, like sending out offers, I would have been like 35, but I was like, and I took it, you know. I've had it for a little while, not crazy long, but I thought it was so cool. Um, anyway, so $30, I accepted it and made $30. Next up is this weird little Y2K kind of top. So it's the brand is Raw 7. You can see it's listed for $40, $39. When I picked this up, this is something I saw and I thought that it might sell well on like Depop or something. And I looked it up and there are things by this brand that were listed or sold for like 80, 100, like a lot higher. So I grabbed it, but then in researching some more, like I really couldn't find a whole lot of pieces by this brand. So I kind of pulled $39 out of my ass and listed it. This is what the back looks like. It was a cool design and everything. That's the tag, Raw 7. Um, but, whatever. So somebody sent me an offer for $20, which I don't know, like I I don't know if this is controversial or not. I personally think that 50% lower than the asking price is kind of like the beginning of lowballing. Do you know what I mean? Like my Black Friday discount pricing is like 40% off. I know that that's very individualistic for a lot of different people. As a buyer, if somebody sends me a 20% off offer, I'm like, ugh, like for 20% off, I would have just bought it at full price. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It doesn't sway me a whole lot. So I don't know. Anyway, but this, I was just like, I don't really care about this thing. Like, it was probably a mistake purchase. So I just went ahead and took the 20 bucks and was happy with it. And there we go. There we go. So that's it. That's my sales for the week. It was a little bit sad and depressing, and I'm really hoping that this week picks up a little bit. I wasn't great with listing last week, and most of my listing lately seems to be managing my expired Etsy listings because now that Etsy is back to like expiring my shit out, which is very depressing. Um, Once it expires on Etsy, I go back into Vendoo and I delist it from all the platforms, and because most of this stuff is only listed on Etsy, eBay, and Depop right now. So I delist it from all three of those, maybe make a little, I'm not major tweaks, but like I change the title with a couple words, um, double check keywords and stuff. And then I relist it on eBay, Etsy, Depop, but also I'm listing it on Poshmark in most of these cases. Um, and then I'm not, Mercari is a whole separate story that I'll talk about on my next video. And I'm only throwing stuff up on Whatnot if it's like super amazing stuff. You know, I'm not putting like day to day, I don't know. I want to say run of the mill, but I don't really mean run of the mill. I mean like just average vintage wear stuff on Whatnot. I'm putting like super special occasion pieces on Whatnot because it's basically if I would list it on Whatnot in the first place, in an auction, I'm probably not listing it in the buy it now on Whatnot because why would they pay 40 or 50 bucks when they could have gotten it for 15? But the stuff that I am listing on Whatnot as a buy it now marketplace is stuff that I never would have put into a Whatnot show in the first place. So it's all like higher end stuff that's really unusual. Um, I haven't made any marketplace sales on Whatnot yet. So I don't know if I will, but it's like barely any work to list it there, so I'm just doing it. So why not? Anyway, that's it. Those are my sales. So fingers crossed that this week is a little better, picks up a little bit, but I can't complain too much, honestly. Like things have been pretty decent. So I'm happy overall with what's going on. Yes, would I like more sales? Always. We always all do. But it's keeping the lights on. So thumbs up. Hasn't always been the case. So, all right. I will see y'all again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget all the subscribes and the like buttons and all that thing. And let me know if you have any thoughts because comments are always fun too. So, thanks so much. I'll see y'all soon.